Now, let us begin our class with Brahmanad. Om. Om. Shanti. 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 Swastha. Good morning, students. In our today's class, we will discuss Unit 3 of the lesson After 20 Years by O. Henry. In our previous class, we discussed how the police officer collected every kind of information from the man waiting near the doorway of the hardware store. The man waiting near the doorway of the hardware store could not guess that he was suspecting him as a criminal. But the police officer came to know that he was a criminal when he struck his match to light his cigar. The police officer could see his face. He had pale face, square jaws, deep dark eyes, and a white scar near his right eyebrow. So this information was given to the police officer by his boss. Thus, the police officer was confirmed that the man waiting near the doorway of the hardware store was a criminal who was indulged in printing counterfeit notes in Chicago. At the same time, he also understood that the man waiting near the doorway of the hardware store was his friend who had parted from him near the doorway of the hardware store with a commitment that they would meet each other wherever they might be or whatever position they might be, they would come to that same place after the completion of 20 years at that exact time to meet each other. And that night was the last night of the completion of 20 years. And both the friends had to keep their promise by meeting with each other exactly at 10:30 o'clock at night. But Brady's restaurant was already pulled away. In the place of Brady's restaurant, there stood a hardware store. So the man who had come covering 1,000 miles from Chicago to New York was waiting near the hardware store for his friend. And at the same time, he gave all sort of information to the police officer. And the police officer was no more ignorant that that man was his friend. But devotion to duty trumps over personal relationship. Though he recognized his friend had turned into a notorious criminal, he could not arrest him. At the same time, he did not want that he should escape from there. He wanted, that police officer, Jimmy Wells, wanted that his friend should be arrested by the police organization of New York. But he himself could not arrest him. What did he do? Or what steps were taken by the police officer or Jimmy Wells to arrest his friend. Now, let us go through the text. There is some error in warm-up in Unit 3, and I want you to correct that error. Here, the name of the writer is written wrong. Here, the name of the writer is written Saki. No, Saki is not the writer of this story. As you know, the writer of this story is O. Henry. So, in the place of Saki, you have to write O. Henry. Let me read. Writers often give. What do the writers often give? The writers often give an unexpected twist to the stories, only to surprise the readers. Does Saki do the same? Here Saki is written by mistake. Saki is not the writer of the story. So you have to cut it or delete it and write O. Henry. Does O. Henry do the same? Yes. Yes. O. Henry also gives an unexpected twist to this story to surprise the readers. How? See, as he could not arrest his dearest friend, who was a notorious criminal. He could have arrested him red-handed and he would have been awarded by the police department. Though he sought this department seriously for 20 years, he was not awarded. So his luck owes a debt. His law owes a debt. But what did he do? Instead of arresting, he went to the police station. But before going to the police station, he wanted to confirm himself how long his friend would wait for Jimmy Wells to arrive there. And the man waiting near the doorway of the hardware store said to the police officer he would give half an hour more. That means he would wait till 11 p.m. Their appointment time was 10:30 p.m. But he would give half an hour more if Jimmy Wells did not arrive at the appointed time. That means he would wait half an hour more. That means he would wait till 11 o'clock at night. After knowing it, what did he do? He went quickly to the police station and sent another plainclothes police officer in the place of Jimmy Wells to arrest him. Now, let us go through the text. The wind was growing more chilly. It was chilly night. Cool breeze was blowing. At the same time, the drizzle was thickening, and the drizzle slowly grew a little bit heavy rain. The drizzle was thickening, and the few people who were on the road quickened their steps to reach their homes. And when they quickened their steps, what did they do? They turned off. Turn off means arrive, but here turned off the collar of their coats to protect their ears from the cold. At the same time, they put their hands in their pockets to protect themselves from the severe cold. The few people who were out of their homes or who were on the road quickened their steps. And when they quickened their steps, their coat collars turned off. Here, turned off is not used as a phrasal verb. Turned off and hands pocketed. And near the door of the hardware store, the man who had come 1,000 miles to fill an appointment with the friend of his youth, smoked a cigar and waited. But the man who was waiting for his friend to arrive did not leave the place. He was still standing there. He was still waiting near the doorway of the hardware store. At the end, near the door of the hardware store, the man who had come 1,000 miles, yes, he came from Chicago, and Chicago is 1,000 miles away from New York. The man who had come 1,000 miles to fill an appointment with the friend of his youth smoked his cigar and waited. So he did not go, even if the atmosphere was unfriendly, as chilly wind was blowing and the drizzle had already been thickened. He was standing there and waiting for his friend to arrive. While waiting near the door of that hardware store, he smoked a cigar. Cigar means cigarette. He smoked a cigarette and waited near the doorway of the hardware store. But he did not leave the place. About 20 minutes he waited. You know, the police officer left him at 20 past 10 p.m. As he said, 5 minutes more. That means their appointment time was 10:30 at night. And when the police officer left him, it was 25 past 10. So he waited. So he said to him that he would wait till 11 p.m. So about 20 minutes he waited. After 20 minutes, there reached a tall man. About 20 minutes he waited, and then a tall man in a long overcoat with collar turned up to his ears hurried across from the opposite side of the street. See, after 20 minutes, that means at 15 to 11 or 10:45 p.m., there came a tall man in a long overcoat with collar turned up to his ears. He came hurriedly, quickly across from the opposite side of the street. Then he went directly to the waiting man and said to him, "Is that you, Bob? Is that you, Bob?" See, the tall man who had come to the waiting man was not Jimmy Wells, but the police officer who had come first to that waiting man was his friend Jimmy Wells. But Jimmy Wells, what did he do? After going to the police station, he sent another police officer in a plain cloth dress. He sent that police officer as Jimmy Wells, but he was not actually Jimmy Wells. So he went directly to that waiting man and asked doubtfully, "Is that you, Bob?" The man, that waiting man, cried means here said or asked, "Is that you, Jimmy Wells?" See, the tall man who came there as Jimmy Wells was not really Jimmy Wells. He was a plain cloth police officer. He did not come also in police uniform, but he came there as Jimmy Wells. "Is that you, Jimmy Wells?" cried the man near the door. So the waiting man asked, "Is that you, Jimmy Wells?" "Bless my heart," exclaimed the new arrival. Who was the new arrival? The new arrival was the plain cloth police officer who reached there in the name of Jimmy Wells. In fact, he came there in disguise. Finding the man near the doorway of the hardware store, he was overwhelmed with joy and he exclaimed, what did he exclaim? Bless my heart. Finding that criminal was waiting for his friend, he was overwhelmed with joy and exclaimed, bless my heart. And they both grasped their hands. Bless my heart, exclaimed the new arrival, grasping both the other's hands. Here, grasping means holding the other's hands with his own. It's Bob. And he said, it is Bob. So, what have you understood? The man who was waiting near the door of the hardware store was Bob. And he was the friend of who? Jimmy Wells. And both Jimmy Wells and Bob had made a promise some 20 years before that they would meet again after completion of 20 years at the same place. At the same place means they had their dinner at Brady's restaurant, and when they separated from each other at the Brady's restaurant door, it was 10:30. So they would meet again at 10:30 at Brady's restaurant after completion of 20 years. So in order to keep the promise of his youth, Bob had come from Chicago to New York. Now let us see whether he was let go or arrested by the police organization of New York. Sure as fate, it is Bob, sure as fate. Here, sure as fate means very certain, very certain. I was certain I would find you here if you were still in existence. And who said this statement? This statement was said by Bob, or the man waiting near the doorway of the hardware store. And what did he say? He said that he was sure, he was certain that he would find his friend, he would find Jimmy Wells here in this place if he was still alive or if he was still in existence. Well, 20 years is a long time. The old restaurant is gone. Bob, I wish it had lasted, so that we could have had another dinner there. Yes, 20 years means 2 decades is a long time. Well, 20 years is a long time. The old restaurant is gone. That Brady's restaurant is no more now there. And there stands what? A hardware store. The old restaurant is gone. Bob, I wish it had lasted. It had lasted. Here it refers to that restaurant had lasted, had been there, so that both the friends would have taken again their dinner in that restaurant. I wish it had lasted so that we could have had another dinner there. How has the West treated you, old man? See, this was asked by that plaincloth officer who had come there as Jimmy Wells, but he was not Jimmy Wells. What did he ask Bob? He asked Bob, how has the West treated you, old man? See, Jimmy Wells was senior to Bob. Jimmy Wells was 40 years of age, and this man, Bob, was of 38 years. So Bob was 2 years junior to him. But he addressed Bob as old man. It was known to Jimmy Wells that or both the friends knew that Bob knew that Jimmy Wells preferred to address himself as a boy. And though he was senior to him, he addressed him as an old man. So what did he ask? He asked, "How has the West treated you, old man?" The reply that came from the mouth of Bob was that, "Nothing to complain of. I have nothing to complain of. It has given me everything I asked for." The West has given, or Chicago has given everything that he wanted in life, or he asked for in life. So he said, I have nothing to complain of. It has given me everything I asked for. You have changed a lot, Jimmy. Now, Bob said to that plainclothes police officer, "You have changed a lot, Jimmy. You look now taller by 8 or 10 centimeters. See, 10 years before you were not so tall, but now you look taller by 8 or 10 centimeters. You look taller by 8 or 10 centimeters than when we last met. I think you are doing well in New York." Doing well in New York, Jimmy Wells. Are you doing well in New York, Jimmy? So these were the things said to that plainclothes officer, police officer, by whom? By Bob. And who was Bob? Bob was the man who had come from Chicago to New York and waiting near the doorway of the hardware store for the hardware store. Now, of course, the friend had come, but he was not the friend of Bob. Not so bad. I work in a departmental store. Yes, New York also. I am also doing well in New York. Not so bad. I have also nothing to complain. But he did not give the fact or the real information to Bob. He hid something. What did he say? He was a police officer, but he said to Bob that he worked in a departmental store. And what do you mean by departmental store? Departmental store is a mall. Departmental store means a retail establishment offering a wide range of consumer goods in different areas of the store, each and specializing in a product category. Clear? Departmental store is just like a mall. He was not working in a departmental store, but he was serving in police department. But he did not say that he was a police officer, but he told him that he was serving in a departmental store. Not so bad. I work in a departmental store as assistant manager. And what was his position in that departmental store? He served in that departmental store as an assistant manager. Good paying and other benefits at the same time. He said, "I am getting good payment or good salary and other benefits from that departmental store. Come on, Bob, we will go round to a place. Why will we stand in this darkened doorway of the hardware store?" Because that hardware store stood in between two lamp posts. So it was not completely brightened, but little bit darkened. So why will we stand near this darkened doorway of the hardware store? Let us move. Come on, Bob. We will go round to a place I know of and have a good long talk about old times, and the police officer wanted to collect some more information about this criminal while making friendship with him and moving around the place. He wanted to gain a confidence in the heart of Bob before collecting some more information from that criminal. So he said, "Come on, Bob, we will go around to a place I know of and have a good long talk about our old times." The remaining part of this unit we will go through in our next class. But now let me ask you one or two questions. Here is my first question. Why did Jimmy Wells send a plainclothes officer to the man waiting near the darkened doorway of that hardware store? Being a friend, he could not arrest his friend Bob. But at the same time, he did not want that the criminal should escape from the hands of the police organization. So after going to the police station, he sent another police officer in plain clothes, so that the plainclothes officer could arrest the criminal in red-handed. Did the police officer try to collect some more information from the criminal? Yes, the police officer tried to collect some more information from the criminal. Okay, in our next video, we will go through the remaining part of this last unit, that is unit 3 of the lesson after 20 years.